Chapter 6, Letting Your Feelings Out. A tragedy can turn out to be our greatest good if we approach it in ways from which we can grow. Releasing anger in positive ways. Everyone deals with anger at one time or another in their lives. Anger is an honest emotion. When it is not expressed or processed outwardly, it will be processed inwardly in the body and usually develops into a dis-ease or dysfunction of some sort. Like criticism, we usually get angry about the same things over and over again. When we are angry and we feel we don't have the right to express it, we swallow it down, which causes resentment, bitterness, or depression. So, it's good to handle our anger when it comes up. There are several ways to deal with anger in positive ways. One of the best ways to talk openly to a person with whom you are angry and to release the pent-up emotions. You can say, I am angry with you because, whatever you're angry with them about. When we feel like screaming at someone, then the anger has been building up for a long time. Often, it is because we feel we cannot speak to the other person. So the second best way to let their anger out is to talk to the person in the mirror. Find yourself a place where you feel safe and will not be disturbed. Look into your own eyes in the mirror. If you find that you cannot, then concentrate on your own mouth and nose. See yourself or that person who you believe has done something wrong to you. Remember, the moment when you become angry and let yourself feel the anger come through you, begin to tell this person exactly what you are so angry about. Show all the anger you feel. Get all your feelings out. If you feel like expressing yourself physically, then get some pillows and start hitting them. Don't be afraid to let your anger take its natural course. You have already kept your feelings bottled up too long. There is no need to feel any guilt or shame. Remember, our feelings are thoughts in action. They serve a purpose, and when we let them loose for your mind and your body, you allow space inside for other more positive experiences. When you have finished expressing your anger to the person or persons, do your best to forgive them. Forgiveness is an act of freedom for yourself because you are the one who will benefit from it. If you cannot forgive someone, then the exercise is just a negative affirmation and is not healing for you. There is a difference between releasing and just rehashing old angers. You may want to say something like, okay, that situation is over. That is in the past now. I don't approve of your action, and yet I understand that you were doing the best you could with the knowledge and understanding you had at the time. I am done with this. I release you and I let you go. You are free and I am free. I really like that. You may want to do this exercise several times before you truly feel that you have gotten rid of all your anger. You may also want to work on one anger issue or several. Do what feels right for you. There are other methods when we can use to release the anger. We can scream into a pillow, we can kick pillows, we can beat the bed or a punching bag. We can write a hate letter and then burn it. We can scream in our cars with the windows rolled up. We can play tennis or go to the golf range and just hit balls one after the other. We can exercise, swim, or run around the block several times. We can write or draw our feelings using our non-dominant hand. The creative process is a natural release for emotions. One man at my seminar said he used an egg timer as he began screaming into a pillow. He gave himself 10 minutes to let out all his frustration and anger about his father. After 5 minutes, he was exhausted, and every 30 seconds, he would look at the egg timer and realize he still had a few more minutes to go. I used to beat the bed and make a lot of noise. I cannot do that now because my dogs get frightened and they think I'm angry. Now I find it very effective to scream in the car or dig a hole in the garden. As you can see, you can become quite creative when releasing your feelings. I recommend that you do something physical to release charged up emotions in a safe way. Don't be reckless or dangerous to yourself or others. Remember, also, to communicate with your higher power. Go within and know that there is an answer to your anger and that you will find it. It is very healing to meditate and visualize your rage flowing freely out of your body. Send love to the other person and see your love dissolve whatever disharmony there is between you. Be willing to become harmonious. Perhaps the anger you feel is reminding you that you are not communicating well with others. By recognizing it, you can correct it. It's amazing how many people tell me how much happier they have become once they release anger towards another person. It is as though a huge burden has been dropped. One of my students had a difficult time letting her anger out. Intellectually, she understood her feelings, yet she couldn't express them outwardly. Once she allowed herself this expression, she kicked and screamed and called her mother and alcoholic daughter all sorts of names. She felt a tremendous weight lift from her. When her daughter visited her afterwards, she couldn't stop hugging her. She allowed room for love to come inside where all the repressed anger had been. Maybe you have been a person who's been angry for a major part of your life. You have what I call habitual anger. Something happens and you get angry. Something else happens and you get angry again. Once more it happens and you keep getting angry, but you never go beyond getting angry. Habitual anger is childish. You always want your own way. In other words, why do you believe that to get your way, you need to get angry? I'm not saying that there are no injustices and there are not times when you have a right to feel angry. However, habitual anger is not good for your body because it lodges in there. Notice what you focus on most of the time. Sit in front of a mirror for 10 minutes and look at yourself. Ask, who are you? What is that? What is it that you want? What makes you happy? What can I do to make you happy? Now is the time to do something else. Create a new space inside yourself for loving, optimistic, and cheerful patterns. People often get angry while they are driving their cars. People often express their frustrations about the other lousy drivers on the road. Long ago, I got over the fact that I was going to be upset because of someone else's inability to follow the rules on the road. So, the way I handle driving my car is, first, I put love into the car when I get in. Next, I know and affirm that I'm always surrounded by wonderful, competent, happy drivers. Everyone around me is a good driver because of my beliefs and affirmations whenever I'm on the road. I have very few poor drivers around me. They're off bothering the other person who's shaking his fist and screaming. Your car is an extension of you. Just like everything and everyone are extensions of you. So, put some love into your car. And then send love out to everyone around you on the street and on the highways. I believe that the parts of your car are similar to the parts of your body. For instance, one of my workers felt that she had no vision. She could not see where her life was going or where she wanted to go. One morning, she woke up and found her windshield smashed. Another person, of an acquaintance of mine, felt that he was stuck in his life. He was not moving forward or moving backwards, but was not moving at all. His tire became flat and he couldn't move anywhere. I know it may sound silly at first, but it's fascinating to me that the terminology that these two people used to describe their current mental state also related to their car. Having no vision means that you cannot see in front of you. The windshield is a perfect metaphor. Likewise, being stuck is a perfect example of a flat tire. The next time something happens to your car, make note as to what you feel the broken part represents and see if you can connect to how you are feeling at that particular moment. You may be surprised at the results. One day, I will write a little book and call it Heal Your Automobile. There was a time when people did not understand the body-mind connection. Now it is time for us to expand our thinking even more and to understand the machinery-mind connection. Every situation in your life is a learning experience and can be handled so that it works for you. There is nothing new or unique about anger. No one escapes the experience. The key in recognizing it for what it is and taking that energy in a healthier direction. If you get sick, don't get angry over it. Instead of putting anger into your body, fill it with love and forgive yourself. Those of you who are caregivers for sick people can remember to take care of yourselves too. If you don't, you won't be any good to yourself or your friends and family. You will burn out. Do something to let your feelings out as well. Once you learn to deal with anger in a positive way that readily benefits you, you will find many wonderful changes occurring in the quality of your life. What a great chapter for the day. Revisiting some things on letting your feelings out. I have a hard time finding the balance in letting my anger out because one part of me, when I feel someone has wronged me, I'm like, okay, that's their perception. How they're speaking to me is how they treat themselves. It's okay that they wronged me. It's okay that they did this to me. That doesn't reflect who I am. But then I notice later on, I'm like, oh, that person, they really fucked me over. Sorry for my language. And then I find that feeling in my body and it goes to my stomach and it's just like, I just feel it getting bigger and bigger. And then other times I want to express it, but then I don't do it in the right way and it creates more of an issue for me. So say I express how I'm hurting or how I viewed somebody hurting me and I express that to somebody, and sometimes because I haven't talked to myself enough, that anger is then spewed to somebody else and it reflects badly on me because I wasn't able to digest it properly. So I like what she says on hitting the pillow or going out and hitting tennis balls or whatever. I don't really know if I'm a yeller, but I haven't really tried it yet, so maybe I can do that and get back to you. I definitely like to yell the F word a lot out loud. That always feels really good. But I also like to do martial arts, and that really helps me too, because I'm able to get into a flow state and relax and release. And a lot of the time after I come out of class, I feel like a weight has been lifted. So that's my 2 cents and how I feel. How do you deal with letting your emotions out? And have you had an experience to where you learned from releasing your anger like I did when I've talked to people and it definitely necessarily wasn't the right way? So I'm curious to know how you let go of your emotions and what works for you. Until next time.